Hello everyone, we are going to take a quick look through your Rockschool Grade 1 vocal material. So I'm going to assume that your 3 songs that you've picked are amazing. Of course they are. And if you haven't got your book, now's the time to go grab it with the group A scales. We're going to start on middle C. And in my groups, we've been using a combination of numbers and solfege and sounds. Whatever's working for you, do that. But this is just what we've been doing in some of my classes, and it's been going well. Group A scales. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Group B arpeggios. Remember in the exam, they'll pick one of the arpeggios to do. So this is the first pattern. One, 3, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. Okay, and this is pattern 2. Again, we'll use numbers, like the numbers.
1, 3, 5, 8, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 8, 5, 3, 1.
So group C intervals, we're back to some solfege for this, but you can obviously use numbers. For the major second, I think about that first step in the scale, do, re. And then for the major third, I think about the first step in the arpeggio, do, mi. Okay, major second. Do, re. So the major third. Do, mi. So for the group D technical exercises, you do have this already in the Rockschool pack, but just for fun, because we're here, I'll do them now. So this is rhythmic accuracy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You keep telling me what you want to do. You keep telling me why you're on the move. You keep telling me all that you could lose. Just be your own person, you've nothing to prove. You keep telling me what you want to do. You keep telling me why you're on the move. You keep telling me all that you could lose. Just be your own person, you've nothing to prove. Love that.
This is the second of your group D technical studies, melodic dynamic change.
One, 2, 3, 4.
Climb up the mountain, then walk back down again. Climb up the mountain, then walk back down again.
Okay. Now, my students, we do the improvisations, and so we'll use the one that's in the book on page 69. You can use any sound apart from humming and whistling. So if you feel like you want to make up some words, some lyrics to a song, feel free to do that. This track will be played 3 times. So the first time you listen, the second time have a bit of a practice, and then the third time you perform. So listen, practice, and perform.
So this is the improvisation and interpretation.
One, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4.
Da, 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 da. Now here we are at the ear test. You practice this skill all the time. So in this ear test, you just have to say whether the notes go up and down, or you can say higher or lower. Well, I normally say with my students that we talk in order. So the second note was higher or lower than the first note, and the third note was higher or lower than the second note.
So remember, up, down, higher or lower, those are the words that you can use. And if you go to page 70 in your books, we'll have a little look at this example. You obviously wouldn't see the score, you'd just be going on by what you hear. So let's just have a little go at this.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So the second note was higher than the first, and the third note was lower than the second. You'll hear the test twice. So on that first listen, get an idea of what's happening, and that second time, think about how you're going to answer it.
Okay, test 2, rhythmic recall. This is where you have to da or bar, because we like a da or a bar, back the rhythm, rhythmic recall. Now this test is in 2 parts. The first time you will repeat back the rhythm that you hear using the sounds da or bar. Afterwards, the examiner will show you 2 examples and you'll have to pick the one that you think you heard. Obviously you've got the book in front of you, but you won't do in the exam. They'll have some fresh tests for you at the exam.
One, 2, 3, 4.
Da 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 da. And then I would be shown the score and I would say it's example A, and they wouldn't say anything to me.
For your general musicianship questions, the first part will be 4 questions based on one of your songs that you've sung. And then the 5th question that you'll be asked will be about your voice. Today, what we'll do is we'll look at Stand By Me, which is on page 30 in your book. You'll be asked to identify the treble clef. So you can point to the little squirrely treble clef at the start of the piece. And same thing with the time signature. So remember the time signature, we've got those 2 big numbers on top of each other, generally at the start of a piece of music. So in this case, in Stand By Me, we've got 4/4 time. You're just going to be asked to identify the time signature, not necessarily describe it, but it's great if you know what it means. Then you'll have whole note, half note, quarter note, 8th note values, and you'll be asked to maybe identify them. So you could then be asked to point out a rest in the piece. So remember, a rest is just a point of silence in the music. You'd be asked to identify the treble clef, time signature, whole note, half note, quarter note, 8th note value. So again, they could ask you one of those, and then a rest in the piece. Then part 2, your voice. So where is your diaphragm? So it's a dome-shaped muscle that's just below your heart and lungs. And then where is your larynx? It is located here between your pharynx and your trachea. If you swallow, you can feel it move up and down. Glorious. And then what is the difference between head voice and chest voice? You can think of it as your chest voice is your lower pitched notes, so you feel it vibrate or resonate in your chest, and your head voice are your higher notes, and you can feel it resonate or vibrate in your face. And that should keep most people happy. So warming up before we sing is important because it helps us stretch and relax the muscles that we use to sing and helps reduce the risk of any injury. And that's it. That's the exam. It's a really good idea to use the pre-examination checklist, which is on page 72. So you write down your 3 pieces. For our scales, arpeggios and intervals, generally my students will start on a C, but some will start on an A for lower voices. The group D technical exercises, generally we're going to use option 1, but you might be doing option 2. For the sight reading, if you're doing that, bless you. also jot down whether you're doing the sight reading or the improvisation. And then you don't have options for the ear test and musicianship questions. You just got to be prepared. Practice. And then practice again, and then practice a couple more times after that. But don't practice too much. I know, teachers are annoying.